Hello, welcome to this today's session. In this session, we will go through the basic communication in LAN and the cloud computing. First, we need to understand the basic commands ping and ICMP, how it is used, what are the error messages encountered when there is a failure message when you try to ping another machine in the network. Ping, which is actually used to ensure the connectivity between two computers in a network. When you try to give ping to another computer and you get a result transit fail, general failure, then the issue is with the source computer. When you try to ping another computer and you get a result destination host unreachable, this is an issue with the destination computer. And for a successful ping, we get a proper reply from the destination computer. What is ICMP? ICMP is called as Internet Control Message Protocol. It is a network layer protocol which is used to send failure and success messages between two computers during a ping. ICMP is already built in with the OS by default. What is a web server? Web server is a service. It's a service offered by a server which contains web pages, and web pages has images and text. For installing a web server, we need to install Internet Information Services, which is also a built-in service in Windows, which provides web services. It includes .NET FTP and more features related to FTP. File server. A file server is a central server in a computer network which provides file systems to the connected clients. It offers a central storage places of files on internal data media which is accessible for all the clients in the networks. How we can identify that a client computer, what is it requesting for, whether it is requesting for a file server or a web service request. Normally, a request from a client computer is identified by numbers. These numbers are known as port numbers. There is a set of port numbers assigned which starts from 0 to 65,536. These port numbers are divided into two sections: server port numbers and client port numbers. Server port ranges starts from 1 to 1023, which is called as a reserved ports. Client ports range from 1024 to 65,535, which is categorized as unreserved port. Port 0 is used for VLAN and port 65536 is used for bridge ID. The complete list of port numbers you can access in the location. See Windows System 32 drivers etc folder. There is a file called services. Let's go through a session practically to see the topics what we have covered. Let's now see the results when a network card is disabled. I'm disabling the network card. Currently we are in VM6 trying to ping VM5 10.0.0. Now it gives us a result transit failed and general failure, which means the issue is with the host machine. Now we go to VM5. Disable the network card. and try to ping it from VM6. Now you get a result destination host unreachable. This means that there is some issue with the destination machine. After enabling the network card, again we try to ping the machine. If the connection is proper, then we get a proper response reply from the destination machines. Now let's see how to configure a web service and a file server. Go to the dashboard, open the server manager, go to the dashboard, click on add roles and features, click next, select the role based feature based installation, click next. By default the server is selected. Here you need to check the web server IIS. Once you click it, it will confirm that to add the features regarding the IIS. Click on add features, click next, next, then install. The IIS feature is now installed. Click close. In order to verify, we go to the VM5 and we try to open 10.0.0.6, which is the new VM which we created. The web page is loaded. Once the IIS is installed, you could see a folder called inetpub. This is the web page which we have created. Once the service is loaded, you can go to the server manager, tools, IIS. Sites, default website. Right click on the default, edit bindings. You can see the port number which is allocated. If we try to edit the port and change it to anything else, click OK. Go back to VM5, try to see if we are able to access. It shows the web page cannot be reached as the request is signed. So in order to have the web page accessible, we have to provide the port number, which is 99. Then we are able to open the web page. Going back to VM6, we will now just try to create a shared folder. Right click on the desktop, click new folder, test. Once a folder is created, right click on it, properties, sharing, advanced sharing. Just check this option, share this folder, apply, OK. Now you go back to the VM5. We'll try to access the folder which is on the new VM which we have created, 10.6. We will be able to see the folder test now. And if we create a file there, this will be replicated and we will be able to see on the shared drive. Now let's see the fundamentals of cloud computing. In this session we will understand what is cloud computing, service model of cloud, types of cloud, advantages of cloud, parts of cloud. Before we start to understand what is cloud computing, we need to understand the below, it is the first option is desktop computing, server client computing, cluster computing, and grid computing. Let's see what is desktop computing. Desktop computing is a use of standalone computer where there is no internet, nothing. The thing what we can do is install a software on it, create and store data on it, install the operating system. This is known as desktop. The next is server computing, server client computing. It is a group of computers connected in a LAN and which is able to access the server. A request sent from the client is sent to the server which is located in the same network, and it responds back to the client computers. This is called server client computing. The next option is cluster computing. Cluster computing is a group of servers, same service which is being hosted in different servers in the same network. This is called cluster computing. As you can see, in the network there are many clients, so in order to balance the load, they have provided two servers with the same services, and the access to the servers are distributed so that the traffic is less and they can access the resource much more faster. The next option is grid computing. Grid computing is running multiple servers with same service in different locations. You can consider the below example. The services is hosted in head office on a server. The same service also is hosted in the branch office. Many clients are accessing the service on both the locations. These web servers are interconnected each other using a firewall through the internet. So whatever changes is made in the web server in the branch office, it communicates back to the web server in the head office. Cloud computing, we can call it as a combination of grid computing plus cluster computing. Stored in different locations. On the head office we have two web servers and one file server, and on the branch office we have two file server and the web server. This is used for high availability, and these two locations are connected using firewalls. So if a client computer trying to access a web server in the head office and it's not able to reach, or the server is down, it can communicate to the web server which is hosted in the branch office. Simultaneously the file server as well. If any issues happen and we cannot access the file server in the branch office, they can communicate back to the file server in the head office. So cloud computing, in a way we can say it's a combination of grid computing, cluster computing, stored in different locations